There are techniques for you to get that one average girl whom you think is the prettiest girl in the world off the pedestal you've put her on and cure the ONIDs you've caught for her. But first, I'll explain what a woman being on the pedestal means, how she got there in the first place, and how this becomes the dreaded ONID. After that, you'll find 2 lists of techniques, one for pedestalization and one for ONID. Each list is not exclusive to its problem, meaning techniques for taking her off the pedestal may work for ONID, and vice versa. The root of all ONIDs cases is thinking the girl has something you're missing or she is better than how she really is. In a word, idealism. Once you realize only you can complete yourself, she's not as good as you think, and she's either using you or doesn't care about you, your ONIDs will go away if you dedicate time and effort to yourself. Defining the terms. A woman being on the pedestal is a precursor to ONIDs for red and purple pill folks but can happen simultaneously for blue-pilled beta cucks. Putting a woman on a pedestal means you prioritize her before you prioritize yourself, and care far too much about her. Over time, this evolves into what Rollo Tomassi defines as ONIDs. ONIDs is an unhealthy psychological dependency that is the result of the continuous socialization of the soulmate myth in our collective consciousness. To put it simply for my slow kids in the back, ONIDs is when your psychological state depends and rests on how a woman treats you and acknowledges you. You get sad if she doesn't respond to your texts. Your day is ruined if she cancels on you. You become joyful if she seems to offer you even a chance of getting a crumb of coochie. If she brushes up against you, you feel as if you're a hooker being cleansed of her sins by the Pope. Total bliss and ecstasy. You've allowed this woman direct control of your emotions and mental state. But before we talk about curing ONID, let's talk about how to take her off of the pedestal before you catch it. 1. Taking her off of the pedestal. There are 3 main ways to take a woman off of the pedestal. Find other women. This one is obvious. Once you realize that the woman you're talking to isn't special and can't give you anything another woman can, you finally stop giving so much of a F about her. For those of you that can't find other women since you're just beginning your TRP journey, or you're going through a bit of a dry spell, the next 2 are for you. Remember class, she's replaceable. If you forget that, you will start to behave in an unattractive manner. B. Realize she won't satisfy you. The root of pedestalization, and ONIDs for that matter, is idealism. You, for some reason, think this woman will complete you. Out of the billions of women lumbering the globe, you really think this one girl has what you need. Take it from me, women will not satisfy you. Only you can satisfy yourself. It doesn't matter how many tens you plow in a week, if you're unhappy and incomplete, that's your problem. C. Realize she's probably using you or doesn't care about you. Women are like sharks, they can smell desperation and neediness a mile away. Some women are unconsciously cruel and will take advantage of whatever you have to offer them without giving you anything in return. This is the classic alpha F's beta bucks dichotomy we talk about here. Here's a rule of thumb. If she's leading you on but keeps things ambiguous when you're making overt romantic or sexual gestures, then she's using you for something. Cut your losses and move on. Then there are the women who don't care about you at all. Trust me, you'll know when this is the case. If she knows you exist, she'll do everything in her power to dismiss you and berate you. 2. Curing ONIDs. So you F'd around and caught ONIDs. Before I give you the cures, do me a favor. Look in the mirror, realize you're a soft faggot, then use these techniques. Realize she's not as good as you think. This is something that everyone recovering from ONIDs needs to realize. Even if you do get her to go on a date with you or get her into bed with you, she will not be as good as you think she is. You will be disappointed. I'm speaking from experience here. Back in high school, I caught ONIDs for this one chick in one of my classes. I somehow convinced her to send me some nudes and I was disappointed. We're not talking roast beef pussy here. We're talking somebody bought some Arby's, chewed it up, spat it out, and ran it over with a Ford F-150. You would think young me would take the hint. Oh no. Fast forward to when I was no longer a peasant staff, but a budding college freshman. After 6 months of solid SMV building, a woman I had ONIDs for began giving me IOIs. I seized the opportunity and asked her out. The date was lackluster. The only reason I had fun at all was that I took it upon myself to enjoy the date. She was very stiff and awkward, and I had to weasel any sort of fun out of her. She didn't match the angelic, perfect image I had of her. During the day I realized I didn't even want to F her anymore. After the date, I began avoiding her. Cutting her off wasn't easy, but I won't bore you with the details. The bottom line is I didn't like her anymore because I expected too much out of her from the start. Maybe if I wasn't blinded by petty idealism, I would have remembered that women being boring is the norm, and it's my job as a man to get the fun out of them. Who knows what could have been between us? Save yourself some time and disappointment. Lower your expectations of her. In doing so, you'll find yourself obsessing over her less and less. Know that while you're obsessing, she's getting fed down by a man who isn't obsessing over her. This is a tough pill to swallow. Imagine this, the girl you're currently dreaming of being roughly fed by somebody that's not you. Hard to imagine, isn't it? That's the reality. This method will leave a very bitter and nasty taste in your mouth, but that's okay. The girl you have ONIDs for will have a bitter and nasty taste in her mouth after sucking Chad. This method, vision, should make you angry and bitter, and that's okay. This anger is a result of your perception of this woman being shattered. Use this anger and energy to invest in yourself and stop obsessing over her. Contrary to what most people think, anger is a very good thing if used wisely. The amount of PRs I've broken while blinded by rage could be a record in and of itself. If you have even a semblance of pride, you'll promptly stop obsessing over her and use your rage productively. You're not a cuck, but you might as well be if you obsess over her while she's getting dug out by a dude she just met. The red pill is bitter, huh? See, figure out what's wrong with you and fix it. I covered this in my post Stop Giving a F About Her. You care so much about her because something in your life is out of balance. When you figure out what's out of balance and fix it, you'll notice two things will happen. She won't matter as much to you. Everything in your life will begin to fall in place. You won't have time to obsess over her and constantly wonder and think about what she's doing. You'll be too busy being a complete effing legend. This method is by far the best way to cure ONIDs. As you improve yourself, you'll realize that she's not the prize and doesn't deserve to be idealized and sought after. We, as men, are the prize and always have been the prize once we harness our potential. Men will always have far more potential to create a lasting legacy than women. Keep this in mind. You're not going to give an F about that bitch once you're big and strong, making bank, have a name for yourself, and are leaving behind something that will last throughout the ages. If she doesn't like you when you're absolutely killing it at life, that's her loss. Catching ONIDs is forgivable, but not curing is unforgivable. I get it, we all slip up and get wrapped up in our insecurities and fall out of our masculine frame. Use my techniques to get back into your frame and grab life by the balls. Life is too short to be spent obsessing over a woman.